Can't get me in there on camera.
I can be. Yes, I can. All right, burning question. What has it cost so far? I definitely confused a lot of people, and I apologize for that. In fact, I think everyone thought that that was what I was getting for the price. That was not the case. I know how much work there is to do, and it's a little overwhelming. Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about what it has cost us to install a 12 by 25 foot steel building with permits and concrete slab included. I have a lot to update you guys on. I had a lot of questions on my last video, actually a lot of constructive criticism too, which I really appreciate you guys, helping us out along the way. So I wanted to address a lot of that in today's video, so stay tuned. We're going to talk about all of it. All right, the burning question, what has it cost so far? So for the steel building, concrete slab permit, and the concrete pump that we had to pay for to have them pour the concrete, it was $14,321. So not too bad for a 12 by 25 foot building. It has an 8 foot leg height and it goes up to a 10 foot couple inch pitch. Like it's a 12-4 pitch, is that what they call it? And I don't even want to get into that because that is so confusing to me. I don't even know how to explain that. So maybe I can link a video below if you're curious. But anyway, that is what our building costs. Now, we ended up spending an additional about $2,000 because we had to add the French door, we had to pay a plumber, we had to pay for gas, dump fees to remove the old sheds. So yeah, there's been a lot of additional costs for sure, and we are at about $16,400 at this point. So that leads me to tell you, we are kind of at a little bit of a standstill. We're gonna work on small things until we can save up a little bit more money to get started on the bigger things like framing it out, adding drywall, and stuff like that. But I knew at some point this project was going to hit a little bit of a standstill until we could get more money to work on it. So we're just, we're paying for it out of pocket as, money allows. And it's interesting, it's fun for sure, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a little stressful. I hope that we eventually finish it. I truly thought going into it, it wasn't gonna, things weren't going to add up so quick. And I'm hoping that now we've got like the main shell done, a lot of the bigger or I guess not, because framing it, adding the drywall, finishing it, all that's going to be pretty expensive. So we'll see. Yeah, so I'll give you a price breakdown on how we ended up paying for it in case you're curious, because when I went into Sheds for Less, I originally was like, we're going to pay for this out of pocket. But then when I got to thinking about it, I was like, oh man, do I pay for it out of pocket like today, like full price, or do I have like a little bit of wiggle room to work with, because you just don't know what all the little added things are going to end up costing. And I'm happy that we ended up doing it our way. I'm not sure how it would have been had I walked in there and said, nope, I don't want to go through Easy Pay. But originally I went through Easy Pay. So I signed up, they ran my credit, we decided to do like a payment plan. So my first payment was $3,291, and that was a deposit first month on the building, and that also included a deposit for the concrete slab. And then when the concrete guys came, I had to pay for the rest of the concrete out of pocket. You don't get to finance the concrete. So it was $3,746 plus the $400 for the pump. That came out as separate payments. So that was the second charge. And then the final amount after they installed the building, they called me through Easy Pay to set up my payment plans, and in case you were curious on what it would have been. So we owed, I think it was $6,900 left, and the payment for that would have been $300 a month for a 60-month contract. Now with interest, I would have ended up paying over $16,000 in the end. And I told her, I was like, we don't want to do that. We want to just go ahead and pay it off. So my final two charges for the building material was $5,653, and then I had the install fee of $1,229, which with the 3% charges on the account, which is ridiculous. They charge you 3% just to pay with a debit card. It was $14,320. So we probably could have saved a little bit more money had I just originally walked in there like, no, we're gonna pay this out of pocket. But I was just trying to be careful just in case something comes up. I'd rather have the option of making a payment if necessary. But everything has been paid in full. We are really excited now to move forward. But before we do that, I do want to answer some very common questions I've been getting since the last video when we installed the doors. Holy moly, I definitely confused a lot of people, and I apologize for that. I think that when I shared my 3D rendering of the whole project, I think everyone thought that that was what I was getting for the price. That was not the case. I was just getting the building, and I designed all the rest of the stuff, and all of that was going to be stuff that my husband and I were going to build, like, and doing the walls on the inside and all of that. So I'm sorry if there was a little bit of confusion there, but it was just for the steel building, concrete slab, and the permit was the $14,000. So, and that makes sense why so many of you were like, wow, that's an awesome price. If like that's all you get at the very end was the 3D rendering, which is, I should have explained a little bit better. But anyway, the French doors. So, when I shared the French door video, first of all, I had a lot of people giving us constructive criticism that we accidentally installed it backwards. Like the door should have been facing the other way. It should have been an in-swing door, not an outswing. And actually, we did install our door correctly. It is an exterior right-hand outswing. The hinges are on the outside. However, please know they do have a security pin on the inside. It is meant to be facing the way it is. We also live in Florida, and the standard is to have an exterior outswing door. You want the door to swing outward because of the wind pressure versus it being on the inside, swinging inward. The only thing holding the wind pressure from pushing the door in is that little latch. So it is installed correctly, trust me. I know it might look a little weird because the threshold's on the inside, but I can assure you it is right. And so many of you were like, why the heck are y'all installing that door? Why didn't they install the door? It's because they didn't have an option for French doors. The only option they had was a standard door or a roll-up door, and I did not want either of those, so I just opted to have them do a cutout instead. And then, is the building hurricane proof? Absolutely. Yes, it is hurricane proof. And actually, we already passed inspection. I forgot to even mention that. So after the building was installed, they automatically come out and inspect it again, and we passed inspection, which is really exciting. So yes, it is hurricane proof. In our county, they would never approve it if it wasn't, because this bad boy would blow away if it wasn't attached properly. So yes, it is hurricane proof. Definitely good to go there. And then, what are the plans for the building? So we've had a couple different ideas. I'm not really sure exactly on the design on the inside. I feel like I need to frame it first and get the drywall up and then go from there if we're gonna do other walls. So let me kind of explain. So right now it's just like one big open building. We are definitely putting our laundry room in there. We have to wait for the plumber to come, do all the plumbing. But once he does that, our laundry room will go in there and we will have a small laundry space. I personally don't feel like I need to have like a fancy laundry room. So what I'm thinking is doing like a laundry closet, just something simple, because I don't really fold laundry out there. I never did. Even when I had our old laundry room, I would wash laundry and come in and fold it inside. So it was just, in and out. So I really don't need to waste space with having like a fancy laundry room. That just looks aesthetic. I kind of just want to do a laundry closet to save room for other things. So I want to definitely have an office set up in there, and then we want to have a nice space for like hanging out outside. We want to do like maybe a nice big, what do they call those, projector screen TVs, or projector screen TV, are you serious? A projector screen, and then we're gonna have like a little outdoor porch and we can hang out. I don't know, we're really not sure, to be honest. We keep changing our ideas, and we'll just kind of figure it out as time goes on. I do have somewhat of an idea on a 3D plan, but I think because the building at its size, once you start putting walls up, it's gonna close it in real quick. So I've thought about just leaving it nice and big and open and just having a designated space for things. Like I can work out there when necessary, when I need to have like a quiet space. Like right now, my kids and my husband had to leave the house just to give me like a quiet moment to sit down and do this video because I do get distracted extremely easy. Loud noises in the background, it's hard to stay focused. So I will end up having a little office space out there. I'm just not sure if we're gonna like do walls or if we're just gonna keep it as one big open space. We really haven't decided. So we're just gonna kind of wing it and just go with the flow. And then some people ask what was the size, because I feel like I don't mention that enough. It's a 12 by 25 with an 8-foot leg height, and it is a 12/4 pitch, which makes the peak, at the very peak from ground up, it's like a 10 foot and some inches. So I'll have to measure it again. I'll put it on the screen. And then what are we doing for AC? So we are gonna do a mini split when the time comes. So once we frame it all out, we insulate it, drywall, we do plan on doing a mini split, which will obviously cool off the whole thing. Once it's insulated, even an air unit would work fine. We actually have an air unit in there now, but because there's so many holes in the building and it's metal, it's very thin, it's hot here, it's never going to keep it cool in there until you insulate it. So when that time comes, we will be buying a mini split. And I'm not sure which one. So if y'all have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. And then why did you choose such a large building? So since before, when we had the 2 sheds there, the old sheds, we never used that side yard anyway, because there was already 2 buildings there. I mean, it was all crowded. We had all of our storage. So we thought, why not just go with the biggest building we can get for that size, that whole side yard. That's why we went with the size that we went with. We just decided to take up that whole space instead. Now, we could have went obviously smaller and just kept it really tiny, but then that just kind of defeats the purpose, in my opinion. I like the size. I'm happy with it. I'm really excited at how big it is. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would have went all the way to the back fence, but we couldn't because of the easement. So, you know, it is what it is. But we still have plenty of yard space. I know a lot of you were concerned about the kids and dogs, like not having enough yard, but I think on camera our yard looks even smaller, but there's plenty of room. And the kids, if they are outside, they're in the pool or we play out front. I mean, we still have all of our front yard too. And I think people forget that because I don't share the front yard often, but we have plenty of room to do what we need to do. And my family has property. So if we really need an escape and we need more land, we can go enjoy that. So not a big deal. I did mention that we plan on painting the house. So I got a lot of questions about that. And y'all, surprise, surprise, I'm probably painting the house agreeable gray. Now, I know that is like the most basic color. However, it is the perfect neutral. It goes well with grays, it goes well with browns, and I don't want my whole yard to be like gray and black. I want it to have like the browns and the warm tones too. And I feel like agreeable gray, that's what I have in my house right now. It pulls beige when you put it with browns and it pulls gray when you put it with grays. It's just a great neutral. I think it looks beautiful on exterior homes, so that's what we're gonna go with. And it's light too, it's be nice and bright. We're actually gonna start off by painting the back of the house first. I'm gonna kind of give it like a little test run. Paint it agreeable gray on the one side, like next to where the building is, to get an idea of the color. And then if I like it, we'll finish painting the rest of the house. I actually need to start getting that done because if I don't, we're gonna hit rainy season and it'll be a whole nother year before I paint the house. Because I say every single year I'm gonna paint the house and we never do because of the rain. But yeah, so agreeable gray is most likely the color we're gonna paint it. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for the most common questions. If you have any other ones, feel free to let me know. But basically, what's next is sealing off the building. So we have a lot of gaps. I'll show you guys, I'll walk out there and show you in just a second. But there is a ton of little holes where the metal is, and we have to fill those with foam. So we're gonna actually use spray foam and fill all those little gaps and holes to make sure no critters or anything can get through, like bugs. And then after that, then we're gonna start working on framing. So that is our next steps. Oh, and then of course putting the laundry room in there. So we have to wait on the plumber to come move the plumbing lines over. Once he does that, we'll put our washer and dryer in there. We're gonna fill all the holes. Then we're gonna start on framing, insulation, drywall. It's gonna be a long process. I'm excited and like kind of dreading it a little bit. Like I'm excited, don't get me wrong, but it's just, I know how much work there is to do and it's a little overwhelming. Especially right now because it's summertime and you know I'm fighting that, like, you know, it's summer, I don't really want to work the whole time all summer. I want to spend time with the kids, and then you know work still has to get done. we're just trying to find that fine line. You know, we're trying to find that happy medium right now, really, is what it boils down to. But that's where we are. Really, really happy with everything. I have no complaints with either company that we ended up going through, like Sheds for Less, and then the contractors that came out, the carport company, their concrete guys. Everybody has been incredible. Highly, highly recommend. And this is not sponsored. I wish it was, but it wasn't. So yeah, that's where we are. So let's go ahead and go outside. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about with all the little holes and stuff, and hopefully we can get some of those sealed up today. Over here, you can see what I'm talking about, the little holes. Can you see the light coming through there? Right there. So all that has to be foamed with some spray foam. We're just gonna get like those little cans. I'm not sure, I don't think it'll take too many cans because that spray foam goes such a long way, and we only need a little bit because we don't wanna overspray and it kind of like poke out on the other side of the building. So we're just gonna do like a little spritz in all these little gaps down here. You can really see it right here. And then we're gonna do, you see all the ants right there? Oh, we already got ants coming in. We're gonna do like a bead of silicone caulk all the way around to make sure that no ants can get in anymore. And it'll also help, you know, seal it off completely so there's no air escaping. And by the way, so as far as the insulation goes, we have decided to go with foam board, and then once we frame everything out, we're gonna do the roll-up insulation over that. So it'll actually have 2 layers of insulation. We decided not to go with spray foam because there's like 3 main reasons. Number 1, cost. Number 2, if you ever get a leak, it's not a simple, easy fix. It'll be catastrophic damage by the time you notice the leak. And the 3rd reason is we've heard that people who have had metal buildings that did the spray foam, they've actually had some bowing happen with their metal from the spray foam expanding too much. So that is like a huge fear. I don't want that to happen. So we're just gonna go with foam board and keep it simple. Leave me alone.
You can't be mean to me on camera.
I can be. Yes, I can. No, you've been rude. I'm not. Quit playing with me. I have foam in my hand.
Go for it.
I don't need you to show me how to do anything. You know, at the end of the day, I know how to do this, so I'm going to do it right here. Let's shake this. I didn't read the instructions. You don't even know.
Best they shake it, it works without shaking it.
You want to go check on the other side? Uh-oh. Yeah, but you know what? The foam board, it's going to get in the way either way. Maybe we can just set it right in there over it. Butt's about to get. Stop it. Dang. Seriously? How'd you even get in here? Hold on. I'm gonna open this door so maybe he can fly out. Giving me a heart attack. Oh, there you go. He almost went. Come on, sir. Get out of here. Last thing I need is to be swole up like a balloon. Oh, anyway, so this is the foam that we used to fill all the gaps and cracks. It's called Great Stuff.
Honestly, this is like really easy to use. You just screw on the little cap here and then you just hit this little button or like trigger. It's super easy and it comes out nice. I mean, it looks a little crazy, but all this is gonna be, no one's gonna see this but us, me and you. That's it. So, but we're fine. But I feel like this stuff works really good. We used to use this on our mobile home too, like when we had constant holes. Oh my gosh, all the time. If you live in a mobile home, you know what I'm talking about. This stuff is like a lifesaver. And they actually have some that's for like bigger cracks and gaps. So look into that one. It's the black can. But yeah, so now that everything has been foamed, now our next step is to do the silicone along this, the whole bottom. And I got some right here. Hold on. This is what I ended up buying. It's the all-purpose silicone, 100% waterproof. It is for outdoor, indoor. Oops, I got the white. I was supposed to get the clear, but it's fine. I mean, like I said, no one's gonna see any of this except for us. This is like the outer shell. So this will work, but I did want to, I think I got the clear on this one. I sure did. Look at that. They had the clear and the white mixed in together. So that's why, and they look exactly the same. You just gotta look for this part. And always pay attention when you're buying this. If you're trying to paint it, make sure that it's paintable because not all of these can be painted. See, non-paintable. So this is just for the bottom. Like I said, it'll all be covered with flooring eventually. But you don't want to use that for like trim or anything like that. Like after your building is finished, you want to use like caulking that can be painted. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, so that's where we are right now.
All right, so I am gonna start looking into getting the foam board insulation. I need to figure out how much we're gonna need and how much that cost is gonna be. I think what we're gonna end up doing though is just getting like a handful of the foam board panels and then installing and running back and getting some more, installing and doing it that way instead of ordering like a whole bunch all at once because I don't want to overspend on it and then have to return it. I hate making returns. It's so stressful to me. I get like a little bit of social anxiety returning things. I don't know why. Why am I like that? I get that way with Amazon returns too. But I think we're just gonna buy things slowly. And then, oh, today we get to put our washer and dryer in here as well. Plumbing's finally done for that, so I can't wait. Oh my gosh. I'm so tired of having the washer and dryer on the back porch. It's definitely been an eyesore for sure. And then like having the soaps and everything out, I don't know. It's different when you can like close your laundry room behind the closed door, but when it's out and open for everyone to see, it's not great. So I can't wait to do that. And speaking of washer and dryer, I am considering getting a stackable washer and dryer to save more space in here. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video too. So if you have a stackable, let me know. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you have brand recommendations? But keep in mind that I absolutely have to have the agitator. Hey, you can have the popsicle. Oh, it's hot right there. Be careful. But I have to have the agitator in my washer and dryer, or my washer to wash our clothes. You want me to open it? You can eat them. Once y'all eat them on the porch, though. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm here. Oh, okay. But anyway, so that's gonna get done, and I gotta find a dryer. Our washer actually is great. We just bought it not too long ago. It's been a couple months, but it's been amazing. I got it from Lowe's. But our dryer, we've had for a long, like when we bought the house, it came with the dryer and the knob broke on it, so now we have to turn it on with needle nose pliers. And sometimes like you'll turn it on and you'll think that it's on, but it's like on air dry, so it's not even drying the clothes. It's ridiculous. So it's about time to get one of those. So yeah, if you have any recommendations, let me know. But yeah, I feel like we're at the boring part, to be honest, with the building, but don't worry, I have lots of other content coming. I am redoing my kitchen island countertop. I have a cabinet to paint and a changing table to paint for my neighbor for her baby. And then I am also doing a full makeover over at my aunt's house, which I'm really excited about. This is like my first big like decorating job outside of my house. I mean, I've done like my sister-in-law's house. I've done like my ranch house up there at the property, but this is like a big deal. I don't know, it just makes me nervous. I'm excited and nervous. So I can't wait to get started on that. And like I said, that'll all be in between working on our building. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, share with a friend. I truly appreciate the support. Without you, this would not be possible. Seriously, y'all are helping us tremendously, and I appreciate that. so very much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, y'all.